Welcome to the Italian Wine Podcast. This episode has been brought to you by the Wine to Wine Business Forum 2022. This year will mark the 9th edition of the forum to be held on November 7th and 8th of 2022 in Verona, Italy. This year will be an exclusively in-person edition. The main theme of the event will be all-round wine communication. Tickets are on sale now, so for more information, please visit us at winetowine.net.
Welcome to the Italian Wine Podcast. I'm Cynthia Chaplin, and this is Voices. Every Wednesday, I will be sharing conversations with international wine industry professionals, discussing issues in diversity, equity, and inclusion through their personal experiences working in the field of wine. If you enjoy the show, please subscribe and rate our show wherever you get your pods. Hey, welcome to Voices. Today is a special day because it's our 4 million listen day. So we are here celebrating at the Italian Wine Podcast, our amazing day of 4 million listens. And I have a special guest today, Gabriele Stringa, who's coming here from very nearby. He's actually my neighbor, and it's great to have him here for my first ever in-person interview. Normally, everybody's on Zoomcast and Zencast and all different things. But this time, I've got Gabriele sitting next to me. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for inviting me.
My pleasure. Gabriele has his companies here in Verona, and he's the co-founder of Faro 13, Zai Urban Winery, and Winezon, 3 really different businesses that are completely bucking conventional wine business models in a region that is really known for tradition. So this is going to be a fun conversation, and the first thing I've got to ask you is, how the heck did you get into wine?
So, to be completely honest, my full name is Gabriele Marco Benoit Adriano String.
Oh my goodness, I'm glad I didn't know that in advance.
So, my third name declared that I'm also half French. So,
okay, now we're getting to the real secrets here.
So in a sort of way, I saw wine too many times since childhood, but I don't come from any family tradition winery. Instead, I come into the wine business thanks to my friends that then we created a company. But before that, I was also brand ambassador for GH Moon.
Oh, okay.
From 2012 to 2014. So less before starting all the wine business that I've made since then.
The actual wine journey that you started then.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, you just opened the door for my first question, because I know you started Winezon in 2014.
Yeah.
And I'm guessing that it's kind of a takeoff on Amazon from that name.
Correct.
So an online wine marketplace. What was the business plan? How has it panned out over time? And what do you think about sort of the future of online vendors?
So we set up that company at the beginning were me and Alberto Zampini. That also is probably the guy that allowed us to create Faro 13. So if you enjoy, you can have to thank Alberto for that.
Gabriele has very kindly brought some wine today for us to try, so we'll get into that later.
At least we are from Verona, so I think is the best business card for any meeting for the people. Since then, our idea was to because we get into the wine business. I was working as a brand ambassador 2 years for GH Moon, primarily abroad in France, and Alberto has traveled a lot from US and other places. So we saw that abroad the e-commerce as a completely different potential that had in Italy.
Absolutely. It's still better outside of Italy than it is inside.
So as you can see that we are now 2022, after 2 years of pandemic, everyone realized that there is something outside from their winery. But in 2014, it was a very difficult things. But we were completely focused to help wineries to sell online directly from the wineries.
That's perfect. I think that's really what we need in Italy. There's still a lot of help that's needed. So how did you choose the wines for Wines On?
Primarily by our choice, our taste. So
I think that's the best way. If you like it, it's easy to sell it.
Yeah, everything, and that's something that we brought also in our company, because there is a way of saying from our other partner Alberto Buratto that he comes from the wine business since a long time. Is you can sell it only if you love it.
Exactly. Now, I know you started your company with some really good friends.
Yeah.
As you said, Alberto and other really good friends you've had since you were a young kid. So yeah. I think having wines that you like and friends that you like in your business definitely helps get things going. So you've now got two other really different businesses in terms of wines that you are producing.
Yeah.
So you've got Faro 13, which was the first one, starting in 2015, and it's a more traditional bottled wine portfolio with some really cool labels. I'm looking at them right now. I'm sorry all of you listening can't see them, but we'll talk about them. And Zai Urban Winery that you started in 2020, and it's a canned wine portfolio, which is super interesting at the moment, really important in terms of sustainability and attracting a younger market. So how did your vision change from 2015 with Faro 13 to 2020 with Zai Urban Winery? What prompted the move to canned wine? How'd you get that idea?
It never changed because, to be honest, in 2014, before creating a winery itself, so becoming a producer itself, we were very intrigued by the can itself. But of course, we saw that it was usually we work and we saw what happened in the US. And if something works very well in the US in 3-4 years, usually comes also to Europe in terms of course, consumption and other things. So back then in 2015 was too early stage for
I think Italy wine. Was not going to look at canned wine in 2015.
Also, if you look at the first canned wine in Italy was in 1984 from Jacobazzi.
Exactly.
So, and from 1984 since then there were no other canned wine working as the bottle itself.
And looking for quality too.
Yeah, of course.
No disrespect to Jacobazzi, but
no. But
very different from then to now. So.
Yeah, they also improved themselves, but also the packaging improved since then.
Extremely, and we'll get to that because I am a person who has taken a long time to bring myself around to canned wine, but now I have 6 children. They're very into sustainability, and so I'm coming around to this, and I focus on the quality and the storytelling. So we'll get to that, but I just want to talk a little bit about sort of the background because. You started these two businesses with your good friends.
Yeah.
And now Faro 13 has vermouth, a white and a rosé prosecco, a Sangiovese from Tuscany, a Sauvignon, a Negro Amaro, a Pinot Nero, a Nero d'Avola, a Pinot Grigio. And Zai has Corvina, Garganega, Glera, a Merlot Cab Sauvignon blend, and a Pinot Grigio and a Moscato. So clearly you don't have vineyards in all of these places. So how do you source the wine? Who makes the choice of where you're getting your base wines from?
So, yes, we don't own
it's a
so
shame,
much.
But I didn't think
it's a shame, unfortunately, but it's a really good assumption. Of course, we are lucky because one of my partner is also an enologist, which is Marco Bernabei, the son of Franco Bernabei. So, of course, all the wine are provided from his knowledge. But we work with a huge amount of partner all around Italy. So we source the grape from directly after the harvest. And Marco follow all the process until the vinification, then to the bottling.
That's fantastic. So Marco's actually going and participating at the vineyards. He must be a very busy man. It's good to know that
he drive a lot.
I bet. My gosh, I can't even imagine. But he has his eyes on the process. He's there. He's barrel tasting. He's doing all the things.
He couldn't do nothing without looking at all the things, because morally for him the quality is the best and is the most important things.
I'm so happy to hear this. There is a lot going on right now in wines around the world trying to catch a younger consumer and bring them in, and I love that. But sometimes we lose that quality idea when we're trying to get a younger consumer. So I'm really happy to hear that you have your own enologist who's actually going. Poor Marco, bless him. He must never see him. But Zai in particular is really interesting for me. Gabriele and I were chatting before we started the interview. These wines are referred to as characters on his website, not as wines. And the whole portfolio is based on a futuristic sort of video game style backstory where climate change catastrophe has overtaken the earth and these characters are living in 2150. So where did you come up with this idea? It's really cool. The graphics are amazing. The design is very thoughtful. What made you head this way? Because the packaging is awesome and definitely would catch the eye of a younger consumer. I'm old, and it even caught my eye.
I think that you are not old, but you are wise, which is quite different. And of course, it depends. As for Ferro 13, we try to put our knowledge, our way of express the wine in a different way. There is a way of saying that people from Verona are crazy. So we try.
This is true. I've lived here a year. I've discovered that.
We try to bring our craziness as much as possible. Of course, the idea to this packaging is completely different. So we had to do something that is not typically related to wine, because in a bad way, people related the can itself as, I don't know, for Coke, for beer, for everything except wine.
Yeah.
But it's just a packaging. It doesn't matter. The most important thing is what is inside.
This is so true.
That we focused ourselves. Of course, a fancy label, a nice label, it helps. Usually people say, "Oh, it's only marketing." Say, "Okay, have a sip, and then we can discuss." It's not a problem.
While we're on that subject, just again, our little chat before we started the interview. One of Zai's wine, which is a Garganega, the grape that makes Soave here in Veneto.
Yeah, exactly.
Correct me if I'm wrong, 91 points from 5-star wines.
91, yeah.
91 points from 5-star wines. So this is what blind tasting does. It eliminates the packaging. It eliminates any kind of prejudice. It makes the experience of blind tasting really inclusive. And a canned wine that is packaged, let's be honest, like a video game, was scored by some very old white people, for the most part, a 91. So that really tells a story in and of itself. And I think that's interesting. I'm also interested in sort of the price point and the fact that this canned wine is vegan.
Yeah.
It's low alcohol. It's low calorie.
Yeah.
And the can is sustainable. It's a very lightweight aluminum. It can be recycled.
Yeah.
These are things that young people are looking for.
Yeah. Except probably for the low alcohol. It's the only thing that we saw all around, because also as for Ferro 13, quite 90% of our market is abroad. Is not
really. I didn't realize that.
Mainly in Italy.
You're exporting it.
Yeah.
Where is it going to? What's your primary market?
We don't have the same market.
Of course not, because Ferro 13 is much more of a traditional, with a twist, but bottled, and obviously looks like a different level of quality, although you and I know.
But also countries is completely different.
That's fascinating.
So, for example, for the canned wine, we had a really huge hit in Israel.
Wow, amazing.
But we are not with Ferro 13 in Israel.
Well, of course, Israel also has a very vibrant wine industry of their own.
Yeah, for sure.
That's quite traditional. So potentially the younger people in Israel are going for the can. That's fascinating.
Yeah.
So 90% is leaving Italy.
Yeah.
Where else are you selling?
We are selling for primarily Fero 13. We are now in 52 countries.
Holy cow, that's great.
Yeah, thank you. With Zai, that is really young because we started selling it in 2021.
And so we all know what happened then in COVID.
Yeah, but we are at least in 14 countries.
Wow, that's amazing. This is an incredible success story. So I'm just kind of getting into the background here. Aside from selling it into all these countries, and the consumer base we know for Zai is younger than the consumer base for Fero 13, more or less.
Mary, sometimes it's quite the same, because we say younger. Our idea was related to young generation for the canned wine, but we saw it was really incredible that we see over 60, over 70 drinking with canned wine with no problem.
This is fabulous.
Pouring on the glass.
Fabulous. So what wines have you got in the cans? I said the Garganega, and what else have you got?
We have Corvina, Pinot Grigio, Merlot Cabernet. Then we had also Moscato, sparkling white wine. That's it. Primary.
Well, that's a lot.
And also we had Primitivo.
Oh, fantastic. Okay. How's the feedback? I mean, what are people saying to you? I mean, the thing with canned wine, for people who aren't able to see this, because obviously we're not doing video, the can is 250 milliliters.
Yeah.
So about 2 glasses of wine. 2
glasses is 1/3 of a normal bottle.
Yeah. So we're looking at something that you open, you drink it. There's no waste. You're not going to seal it up. You're not going to put it back in the fridge. So portable. It's lightweight. You can take it on a picnic.
Yeah.
What about other places? Like, are you selling these sorts of things into stadiums or places that are typically beer oriented?
But we are selling on airplane company.
Amazing. Which one?
Is from here is Air Dolomiti.
Oh wow, fantastic! I fly Air Dolomiti all the time. I haven't seen it. I'm gonna look for it next time.
You have to ask it. I think so.
Italian Wine Podcast, part of the Mama Jumbo Shrimp family.
No, we had really interesting feedback for the canned wine itself. I was 2 weeks ago. I was for 1 month in Asia, so I traveled from South Korea, Australia, Singapore, Philippines. So I traveled to follow up our importer nearby, both for Fero 13 and Zai. And the feedback were very interesting about the product, also for the quality itself.
Yeah, this is something I know you keep mentioning it, and I want to point this out too. The quality is far better, and I think canned wines, when they started in the States, had a reputation for being sweet, lower quality, and now that we've got companies like yours that are focusing on making sure that the content of the can really exceeds people's expectations, it makes a huge difference. I'm looking at the labels of Fero wine too, which are based on your friends. So You're the hipster.
I'm the hipster.
One wine is called Hipster. That was the Nero d'Avola, I believe.
Negramaro.
Negramaro from Puglia. When we've got also the Nero
d'Avola.
The Nero d'Avola. So that was another one of your partners.
Alberto Burato, yeah.
Yeah, and we have the lady.
The lady is dedicated to all the lady of the team.
All the ladies of the team. Okay, I like this. I like this. So the other interesting thing, because we're neighbors, I know Zai, Z-A-I, stands for the Industrial Agricultural Zone, where we all work, where Verona Fiera is, and your offices are near here too. You're located right here. Did you choose the name because of that, or were you aiming at something else?
No, it was for that, but we change the meaning. It's not the same in English for Italian, so I said that before in Italian and then in English. we change Zai in Zona Altamente Innovativa.
Oh, I like it. Mm-hmm.
So highly innovative zone.
Highly innovative zone.
Innovative zone. So it was to express that was something not so traditional, and to try to break some rules.
Yeah, absolutely. Bucking the tradition. We all know that Veneto is very steeped in tradition. Amarone, Valpolicella Classico, Soave, Lugana, all of these things.
I promise that I will not put any Amarone in the can, because I received many warranty about that. But I think that, of course, it's packaging. So is like to discuss is useful or not the screw cap.
Of course.
It's the same thing.
And it has to do with aging potential. And, cans have a finite life.
I'm not against the cork. So I think that any customer need the potential for their self.
Exactly. Everybody has their own way of drinking.
Yeah.
Their own way of whether they're going to store wine, whether they're going to invest in wine. Amarone is expensive, let's be honest. And I think wines in cans serve such a great purpose. They don't take up a ton of room in your house. You don't have to have a cellar. They don't take up a ton of room in your refrigerator.
Exactly.
Especially when you open it and you finish it. So you're not going to have to put it back in there. There's a lot of good reasons behind this, as well as having Faro 13 behind it to back it up with, as you said, a more traditional glass-bottled company, but still with a twist. So I'm going to quote you. You said one time, and I really like this quote, "The peculiarity of our wines is that they are easy to drink. Even people who are not wine experts recognize that the taste of our wine is not institutional, but is a more accessible way of experiencing wine. We aim for inclusivity rather than exclusivity. Our audience is millennials more than in mindset rather than in their actual age. People who may be 20 years old or even 50, they want something new and they're curious." And I think this is a fantastically open way to approach having a wine business right now in 2022 and going forward, and approaching your customer base and your exporter base, because obviously you're exporting. So how does this ethos guide your business? How are you getting your message out to your customers?
Luckily, we are traveling and we are selling by ourselves. So there is no brand ambassador except us. But
so you all are on the road. No matter you had to dedicate a wine to the women in your lives, they never see you.
Yeah, we don't have time. But the real brand ambassador for us is our final customer. So, of course, we try to, for example, Alberto Buratto, my partner, last week was in Bulgaria.
Wow, okay.
And is a really vibrant scene for wine business. And luckily, we have a huge partner there that totally believe in us and saw the potential of working together. So we try to express to show people how wine is probably something that is really wonderful, because you can like it or not, but it gives you the way to open a conversation, no matter what.
Yeah.
So
absolutely, it's the story behind the Zai characters or the Zai wines, as I said before, is this futuristic story. But each character has a role in the story. The website is very brief. It just builds a story, and it almost lets you continue to play as you drink the wines.
It will be evolve in the future in also other places. So it will be quite interesting to see the evolve of the story.
Yeah, exactly. And are you going to add more wines to the line, do you think?
We don't know. We try to express this type of canned winery as a TV series.
Right.
So we assumption with the story. So we don't know where the story goes.
I like it. It's open-ended. People can contribute. Are you getting reviews and people reacting?
We are starting to have reviews. We with the canned wine, we won also the canned wine competition back in the US. We received the gold medal from.
When was that?
Last year.
Wow. Okay, 2021.
Yep.
The gold medal for canned wines in the U.S. and you're not a U.S. wine company.
Of
I'm
course.
so happy. That's amazing. Okay, so while we're sitting here chatting, I think we should crack these cans open. This is the Gamea, the Garganega that got 91 points. Very cool female graphic. 60 calories. All right, we're going to give this a try. Chin chin.
Cheers.
And we are pouring it into glasses because we have good manners. We don't need to drink it from the can, but we could.
I think is quite is quite rude drinking immediately. I don't know. I think it's way better on the glass because it's
I think so too, and I think the fact that you could drink it from the can with a straw or something it makes it useful and fun and youthful and portable. But it is a quality wine. I think decanting it from the can into a glass reminds you that this is a quality wine. It's not Coke.
No.
So chin chin, let's give it a taste. I'm excited. Okay, I'm impressed. I'm impressed, definitely. We chilled it briefly. The thin material of the can means it didn't take long to chill. So if we wanted to chill one of the bottles, it would have taken a good hour. This has only been chilling since we started talking.
Yeah.
And it's definitely Garganega. It comes straight through to me. So
yeah, and also for that we took 4 harvest.
4
just only
harvest.
For this wine. So we try to express all the potential, all the minerality of the Garganega. So when people, it's very recognizable Garganega.
Absolutely.
You don't have to try to guess the wine.
No.
But I think it is impossible on a blind taste to tell that it comes from a Canada.
Clearly, our 5-star judges couldn't tell.
Of
and
course.
we have masters of wine in that judging panel. So 3 of them this year. So that is a big kudos about this wine. And now that I have it in my glass, I can also smell it now as it's opening, and it definitely has all the notes of the territory. The volcanic soil is there. It's clearly Garganega, and it's really fresh. It still has that acidity to it. So canning, to anybody who is a naysayer about canning, is clearly not something that really affects the outcome of what's in there. So I want to ask you another thing. You're a member of Agivi, and we work with them. They are the sort of young winemakers of Italy association, to give it a brief twist for our listeners who aren't from Italy. Their website says that what is needed in wine right now is creating a system, adopting a collective communication that increases the voice of Italian wine. So your Zai wines are modular, like all 6 of them fit together, and they're part of this coordinated marketing project based on this single story. Are you modeling Agivi's philosophy on purpose? Is it something that you are really connecting with? What's going on with that?
We are connecting with. Unfortunately, I arrived in Agivi very late. Fortunately, I think it will be much more better to go since from the beginning. But we were focused in other things. Agivi, I think, is probably one of the best associations that I have ever met.
They're very dynamic. We work with them for our Wine to Wine Business Forum. They're a very dynamic group of young, dedicated, passionate winemakers in Italy.
And also because if you go abroad and you see how other wineries work together, I think about some champagne companies that they are working together to go on the market together. So usually in Italy, my wine is better than yours wine, and we can't relate together. instead, with this new generation, I'm not anymore new generation.
You can be a mentor now that you're more mature.
I could be a mentor. It will be fine. But this idea, this association can it lead us to try to improve ourselves, to create connection. So when I saw young people working in the wine business, my first thing is you have to join a GB, because we do seminar. We are working with Vinitaly during a wine-to-wine that it will be held very soon.
7th and 8th of November.
Exactly.
Go online now, Wine to Wine, and buy your tickets.
Yeah, I think it's very important to working together, because there is a misassumption that my concorrente
yes.
Is not goes against, but it means goes with. So of course, if you are my competitor, for me is a way of thinking to say I have to improve myself.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
It is the same thing and with this association. So I was in Singapore for Pro Wine, but of course in other occasion I was in Vinitaly, Hong Kong before
when
the
we
lockdown.
were allowed to have it. Hopefully we will have it again soon.
We hope so. But of course, I was there and there were other people from a GV. So for us, it was also a way of try to do networking together. So,
and it sounds like a much more collaborative environment in IGV than normally in the world of Italian wine, as you said, where competition is not so collaborative. And this way, it's a little more aspirational.
Yeah.
You enjoy your competitors because they make you work harder. I think that's a brilliant way to face the future of wine, especially in Italy, where we have a lot of challenges in front of us. We won't go down that route today. But before I let you go, you're a super busy guy. You are a self-described hipster. I want to know what's coming next for you and for your business, and where you're going with Faro 13 and with Sai.
So we will presenting tomorrow. Sorry, I haven't the opportunity to bring you a new wine from Faro 13.
What is it?
We will call it Karma.
Ah, okay, with a K.
Exactly, because of course we had 3 difficult and we still have difficult years, but we think that what goes around comes around. So we hope that we have put a good seed on the soil, and we hope that it will grow back with highly potential things for everyone.
What is Karma? What region is it from, and what grape?
It's still from Puglia, so it will be a Primitivo.
Excellent.
As you can imagine, I really love that region. I'm not from Puglia, so
we will get my Puglian colleague in here in a minute.
That will be nice. So, of course, our idea is to try to improve our presence everywhere. But now I'm very busy and very happy because I become father for the first time. So
congratulations!
I think it's the best job for now. So
when was your baby born?
It was born in November last year. So we are pretty close for the first year. So
and you need to stay home. You're not meant to be traveling more.
I think I will try to travel, take her with me.
It's the best way to do it. Children learn on holiday. So,
exactly.
Well, I'm really excited for the future of Faro 13
Thank you so
and
much.
Sai. I'm so glad you took the time to come in today. I can't thank
really
you enough and share your products with us. We will put some photographs of this on our social media so our listeners can see what I'm talking about. These graphics are great. And thank you again. Thank you for coming in.
Thank you for inviting, and hope to see you again.
We hope you enjoyed today's episode, brought to you by the Wine to Wine Business Forum 2022. This year will mark the 9th edition of the forum, to be held on November 7th and 8th, 2022, in Verona, Italy. Remember, tickets are on sale now, so for more information, please visit us at winetowine.net. guys, I'm Joy Livingston, and I am the producer of the Italian Wine Podcast. Thank you for listening. We are the only wine podcast that has been doing a daily show since the pandemic began. This is a labor of love, and we are committed to bringing you free content every day. Of course, this takes time and effort, not to mention the cost of equipment, production, and editing. We would be grateful for your donations, suggestions, requests, and ideas. For more information on how to get in touch, go to ItalianWinePodcast.com.